Okay, let's see how this goes. Joseph, Joseph, you ain't gonna believe this. I got the camera turned. Um, you should see how I have the camera turned. I can't. I said, never mind. Hey, little sis, how are you? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, everybody. I enjoyed you this morning, Monica. Oh man, you at work? Oh wow. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm not. What I was trying to tell you was the camera. I can turn it this way now on my phone. I don't know why I didn't do it on your phone. I know why I didn't do it on your phone because you got your thing set. Your thing, your lock. Oh boy. I'm sorry it's taking me so long. I'm just getting set up here. Okay. Well, I ain't gonna wait for nobody to come in. I'm just gonna start talking. Hey, and greetings, everybody. Of course, you know who I am. I am His Majesty. Joseph is in the other room. He's resting right now. And welcome to our channel. I am just coming on just to say hi to everybody. I'm actually just testing out this app that I have to see if it would allow me to go live. And I've finally successfully was able to get everything set up. How do I look, Monica? I look okay? Thank you. Y'all, Jomel is sitting right here at my feet. He just automatically knows I'm on camera. You know Jomel is a camera whore. Come on. Come on. You want to sit and talk with Daddy? Come on. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. No licking in the face. You know I don't play that. You gonna say hi to everybody? Say, look in the camera. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Don't say hi to me. Oh boy. Man, it's been some morning. I've been on the phone all morning, trying to get some things straightened out with my medication, and it wasn't a success. Um, I'm telling you, when you're dealing with insurance and stuff like that, it can be a son of a bitch. Um, I look high. Girl, I wish I was. I need me a glass of wine or something. No, but Monica, I always look like this. My husband said I got little beady eyes. Right, Joseph? Monica said I look high. Yeah, I got little beady eyes. See, my eyes don't open up all the way. I always look like this. You want to get down, Jomel? You want to get down? But anyway, let me just get into what I want to get into. Um, I came on here because, at the request of one of our subscribers, um, I have decided to take on a new task. One of our subscribers wanted me to take on the task of starting a new segment. And that new segment, I have not officially come up with the official name of it, but I will be doing that soon. But in this segment, it will be something similar to what my baby sister Monica is doing. And I want to do some motivational speaking. Um, and so I will be in the works of doing that pretty soon. Thank you again, guys, for all of your support. Thank you, all you new subscribers, and thank you, all you subscribers that have stayed with us thus far. Um, we're slowly gaining momentum and trying to get to our 1K. We're kind of like upside down right now. We have our view hours, but we do not have our subscribers. So we are in the midst of trying to gain a total of 1,000 or more subscribers if we possibly can. So for those of you that are subscribers to our channel, please share and spread the word and let everybody know that the McRae Kings are here on YouTube. Um, Make sure that you're following us on all social media platforms. Of course, we are here and we would love to have you here. But we are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And we also can be contacted through our email, which is the McRae Kings Corner at gmail.com. So if you have any questions that you wish to submit to us for Q&A, which we do on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., please feel free to do so. We're always looking for good content and good questions for our Q&A night. Um, yeah, I am. Yeah, yeah. Joe Mel is real quiet right now, but trust me, I'm looking at him with a side eye because I don't trust him in the studio because he always doing something. He always unplugging something or he'll find something to chew on. But so far, he doing good. Hey, Lisa, we love you too, Lisa. Why am I looking up when I can look right down here at the? Are you kidding me? What is that about? What is that about the cash apping for subscribers? I've never heard of that before. And another thing that I really want to come on for, and I really, really want to put emphasis on this, and I really need to do a disclaimer about this, because it's becoming very, very frustrating. Um, we continue to get um, people that come onto our page, our channel, requesting that we do do videos about Andrew Caldwell. And let me be clear about this. And we've said this over and over and over again. We are not in the business of beef, and we do not desire nor want to beef with anyone in social media. And we especially do not want to beef with the likes of Andrew Caldwell. Don't have anything against him, really don't have anything against him. But we do not have any issues with Andrew Caldwell. We do not want to beef with him. Um, it just so happens that at one point in time in our social media career, we did do a couple of commentary videos on Andrew Caldwell simply because of something that was present at the time in social media. He was a topic that we discussed, and that was really it. But as far as like starting a beef with Andrew Caldwell, for those of you that think that you're going to come onto the McRae Kingz platform and you think that you're going to hear anything about Andrew Caldwell, you're sadly mistaken. Because honestly, I do not have a problem with Andrew Caldwell, and I will hope that he does not have a problem with me or my husband. I don't think he wants a problem with us. Um, it's obvious. When those videos came out, it appears as though he may have been a little agitated by them, and we received some couple of little threatening messages from him. But I mean, that all faded away. But for those of you that know Joseph and I, know that I handle the technical side of our platform, and Joseph handles the other stuff, such as the answering of the emails. He answers he responds to the comments in the comment section more than I do. I do look at the comments from time to time, but I try to keep my focus on the technical side of our platform simply because that's my expertise. Um, and it becomes very overwhelming when you continue to get these messages from people about videos that we did almost 2 years ago. um, and it's not to say, I mean, it's so negative. Why does it always have to be negative? And that's one thing I want to talk to you guys about. For those of you that may listen to this later, why is it that in social media people are attracted so much to drama and to beef, especially amongst our people? I don't understand that. I can't get with that. I am an advocate for my people. Like I said, I can only talk about my people because I'm black like this, and I'm always going to be black like this, and I'm never going to be black like that. Um, so I don't understand why there's always someone in social media beefing. And I'm not going to mention any names, but of course, just like everyone else, I watch social media, I watch YouTube, and I see what's going on in the YouTube streets. And it seems to become so, it seems to be, so redundant. Um, I don't understand. I don't get it. Um, as far as Andrew Caldwell, he stays in his on his channel, and we stay on ours, and that's basically it. To say that am I a fan of his? Absolutely not. I do not watch him. I do not cater to him. Like I said, at the time we made those videos, he was just relevant in social media, and we just did some commentary, and that was really it. I just don't understand. As black people, we need to learn how to get along with one another. And I keep saying this over and over again. We will never be able to come together as a people until we are able to come together as one, you know? And which brings me to something else that I want to talk about. I want to talk about several things before I get off. And one of the things that I want to talk about is what I'm seeing with the social distancing. Um, we live here in the state of New York. We live in upstate New York. And, you know, uh, New York is not officially open at the moment. As far as it's not completely open, I believe that only essential workers are really out and about. And, and we talked about this the other day about social distancing and how important that is, guys. Um, I definitely adhere to the quarantine and to the social distancing simply because I fall into that category of being over 50, And also, I have pre existing conditions as well as Joseph. And so, because we have pre existing conditions and because I am over 50, I stay my ass in the house. I know that it's boring. Sometimes it can be. Yes, I'm so sick and tired of watching TV. I'm telling you, I done watched enough Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, and Judge Marilyn Million, and enough Judge Mathis to save everybody's life. I'm telling you, I can be a lawyer right now. That's how boring it is. Um, but I'd rather do that than to be out and about and just open to this COVID-19 virus. People are still dying, guys, regardless whether you know it or not. People are still dying. Um, you know, the numbers have not gone down. As a matter of fact, some numbers have increased in some parts of the country. Um, just this weekend, which was Memorial Weekend, and we talked about this as well. This was a big weekend for the LGBT. This was basically this was usually what we call the startup of Pride. Usually Memorial Weekend. Everyone is down in Washington D.C. They go to Washington D.C. to celebrate the beginning of Gay Pride. And unfortunately, because of the quarantine, we were not able to do that. Of course, Joseph and I, we were scheduled for a lot of events, so we lost a lot of revenue due to this quarantine. Um, but I'd rather have good health than to be out and about. And I mean, I looked online and I saw some of the things that were going on in Georgia, and I could not believe my eyes. I'm telling you, it is it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and it is just the ignorance, and it's not just black people, it's white people too. But like I said, I can only talk about my people. The ignorance of black people. I mean, the lines in Georgia were around the corner to get in the clubs. I saw people sharing hookahs. I saw a girl twerking, and another girl had her tongue in her ass. I was like, I couldn't believe that. Why would you risk your life like that? Why would you risk your health like that? That's crazy. Well, I was on Judge Mathis. Let's hear here. I was on Judge. I was a plaintiff on Judge Mathis many years ago. Do you guys want to hear that story? If you guys want to hear that story, tell me. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear that story. I'll be more than happy to share that story with you when I appeared on the Judge Mathis show. Now, I don't know if it's still available, but I will give you the name of the episode. It was one of the most popular episodes in Judge Mathis history, so much so they did a throwback on it. And they actually call me from time to time to get updates from me as to where I am and where those people are that I was actually suing. I actually went on Judge Mathis and sued a friend of mine. He was actually my best friend at the time. Unfortunately, he has passed away since then. Um, but if you want to hear that story, I'll be more than happy to tell you that story. But before I say that, I'll say Darnell, rest in peace, because that's the name of the guy that I sued. Darnell was a friend of mine. Him and we were like inseparable at one time. And this is at a time when I was in my 30s, and I was young, and he and we were very, very good friends. And I used to breed dogs. I used to breed dogs at one point in time, and I used to breed pugs. And so my dog, one of my pugs had a litter of puppies. She had a litter of 12 puppies, and so I had a slew of dogs in my house. and I was really wanting to find new homes for them. It wasn't really about the money for me when I was breeding dogs. It was more about finding my dogs a good home. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a big lover of dogs. I love dogs. And my friend, he was my best friend at the time, so much so we called each other brothers. Um, he wanted one of my pugs. And, I told him, I said, well, I'll make a deal with you. If you sell one of my dogs, I will give you your dog for half price. Now, mind you, I was only selling my pugs for like $600. Now, these dogs, full-bred pug at that time went anywhere from $5,000 and up. So I was selling the dogs for about $600, and I told him, I said, well, if you sell one of my dogs, okay, I will give you one for half price, which would only cost him $300. I mean, who could beat that for a purebred pug with papers? And he told me that he was going to sell one of my puppies, and he did. He told me he sold one, and he came over to the house, and he got the dogs when the dogs were ready, and he took it to the person that he was selling it to, and all I asked him for was, and he brought me back the $600 that the person had paid him for the dogs. And I told him, I said, well, you just give me $300 for the one that you want. And I let him pick out whatever dog he wanted. And being friends, I wasn't really pressed for him to give me the money at the time. He told me he would give me the money when he got paid. And I was like, okay. So, a couple of weeks went by, and I hadn't heard from him. I had been trying to call him. He didn't want to pick up his phone. I had gone by his house, car sitting in front of the house, and he was not answering his door. So I knew something was wrong. And so about a month or two went by, and he still wasn't answering his phone. And I found out from the streets that not only did he say that he saying in the streets he wasn't gonna pay me my $300 for my dog. I found out that the dog that I thought that he sold to the other person for $600, he sold it for $2,500. So he made a profit off of the dog that he was supposedly selling for me. I was like, okay. And not believe me, I was going to let it go, because I was like, I was like that type of person. I was very passive at the time. And I was, I said I wasn't going to let, this dog come in between our friendship. But, when I found out how much he sold this other dog for, and he profited off of it, and he took my dog and didn't want to pay me for mine, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sue his ass. So I went down to my local courthouse, and I filed a case in small claims court in my local court. And a couple of days later, I got a letter from the Judge Mathis show. And the letter, says something to the effect of, yes, we saw your case down in the small claims court in your local township, and we wanted to know if you were interested in coming on the Judge Mathis show, and if you're interested, just call this number. So I was like, okay, free trip to Chicago, with all the amenities and all the accommodations, and I get paid for being on the show. Oh, I would love to do this. And get my money. Love to do this. So I called the Judge Mathis show, and they got me in with one of their producers, and I told them my story, and I'm telling you, that was the best experience I ever had in my whole entire life. Now, let me tell you something. If you should happen to ever want to sue somebody on Judge Mathis, excuse me for a second. If you should ever happen to want to sue somebody on Judge Mathis, let me tell you something. As a plaintiff, and I'll tell you this is how the structure goes. When you're a plaintiff, they treat you like gold. But when you're a defendant, oh, it's a totally different story. So when I got to Chicago, they gave me they sent me on a plane. It wasn't first class, but they sent me a coach. We flew coach from New Jersey to Chicago, and when I got there was this limousine waiting for me at the post at the airport. I go, I get off the plane, and I got my little bag and my bags and stuff like that. And here's this guy. He has this sign up, and it says Tremel McRae on it. And so I get in there, and they treat me. I'm telling you, they had a limousine ready for me, and I got in the limousine. I felt like royalty. So I can't remember the name of the hotel that I stayed at in Chicago, but the hotel was like it was a 5-star hotel in downtown Chicago, right across the street from Harpo's studio where Oprah Winfrey at the time was filming her show. She was still on the air, by the way. I did this show back in 2000, I want to say 2009. Yeah, I think in 2009 I was on the Judge Mathis show. And so we got to the hotel, and I'm telling you, this hotel was beautiful. It was beautiful. They laid out the red carpet, had accommodations like you would not believe. They gave us these vouchers where we were able to get, meals in the hotel. You could order just about anything you wanted. You could order steak, lobster, whatever you wanted. And then what they had was what they call a mixer. A mixer was set up for all the people. Of course, I wasn't the only person in this hotel that was going to be on the Judge Mathis show. I guess he had some type of contract with this hotel where all of the guests that were going to be on the Judge Mathis show would stay there, all the plaintiffs. And they had this mixer where you go down to the bar that's in the hotel, and they have like this happy hour for you, and for 4 hours you get to have all the drinks and hors d'oeuvres that you want, and and they serve you like top shelf liquor. So we had a great time. We mingled and we networked with people. We met other people that were coming on the show and stuff like that. And we got they gave us our instructions as to what we were going to do in the morning. They told us we were going to have to be ready at a certain time, and the limo would be picking us up at a certain time. And we were like, okay. Got up the next morning, and I'm thinking, okay, well, the limo's going to come pick us up. I wonder where this studio is. Mind y'all, Judge Mathis, let me tell you something. I give a thumbs up to Judge Mathis. Got down and got in the limousine. The limousine drove us around the corner. Okay? Around the corner. And we drove around the corner to the studio where one of the producers met us, and they took us up to the studio. The studio was in this big office building, and there were several other shows that were also being taped in this building as well. It was Steve Wilkos was being filmed there, and also Jerry Springer was being filmed as well. So, and also the Judge Mathis show. And I think there was another judge show that was being filmed at the studio as well in this building. So, they took us to this green room. But before they took us to the green room, they took you to wardrobe, they took you to makeup, and, I'm telling you, they just pulled out the whole red carpet for you. You had to go and you had to sign these disclaimers, and you had to sign a release saying that you would, so that they would be able to air this show anytime they wanted, without having to ask your permission. You have to sign a release in order to appear on the show, to make an appearance on the show. So, we were in the green room, and they put you in the green room, and they had all different kinds of pastries. And at that time, I was almost about 300 pounds, so I used to love to eat. Child, I ate so many pastries, it wasn't even funny. They had pastries and coffee, which is my favorite thing. So I ain't do nothing but sit there and eat pastries and drink coffee while I'm sitting there waiting for my appearance on the Judge Mathis show. And at the time, I was in school. I had went to school. I for those of you that don't know, I have a degree in graphic arts. So I had also at the time, because I had such I was a big fan of Judge Mathis, and I knew how relevant he was, not only on TV, but I knew that he had a high regard for people that furthered their education. So I made this picture for him. This picture, and it was called Change Has Come. It was a picture. It was that actually is in a museum. That picture is actually in a museum in New Jersey right now. That I did because I won a national prize for it in New Jersey. And so anyway, make a long story short, got to Judge Mathis' show and he heard the case, and my actually ended up winning, of course, and I got my money and I got paid. I'm not gonna tell y'all how much money I got paid, but I got paid a grip for being on the show. I did. I got paid a grip for being on the show. Now, after the show was over with, they gave us the option of, if you wanted to stay there for another day or whatever, then you could stay. If you just wanted to just leave after the show was over with and get right on the plane and go home, you could do that. I chose to get right on the plane and go home because I wanted to spend my money that I had made. And I'm telling you, they paid me a lot of money for being on that show. And so I went home, and my friend and I, our friendship was never the same. Although he apologized, and you know, our friendship was just never the same because he betrayed me. I felt very betrayed by what he did. I mean, imagine if you entrusted your friend to do something like that for you, and they betrayed you like that. I mean, here I am. I trusted him to sell this dog for me, for $600, and he profited off of it. He made a lot of profit off of it. He made almost $1,900 profit. So no, our friendship was never the same. But you know what? And I hate to sound, I hate for this to sound terrible, but you have to be really, really careful how you treat people and what you do to people because he passed away. He passed away. Things went really downhill for him after that point. He succumbed to something that just all of a sudden just happened. He just all of a sudden developed this illness, and they didn't know what happened. All of a sudden, he went to the hospital, and his legs swelled up, and he his whole body swelled up, and his veins and stuff like that, and he died. Now this was many years later, but like I said, be careful of how you treat people that are good to you because you can be putting something back on yourself. That's why I try to treat people the way I like to be treated. I really do. I try to treat people the way I like to be treated. I don't believe in betrayal, and friendship is very, very important to me. Simply because all my friends have passed on. I lost a lot of my friends during the time where HIV and AIDS was running rampant in the gay community. I lost a lot of my friends, so I don't have any friends really. With the exception of maybe a few that I've made here and there along the way. But as far as, but to say I have like very, very close friends, no, I do not. I don't have close friends, which brings me. I'd love to tell you guys this other story, but I'll save that for another story time. Um, Yeah, I really don't know where to find it. At one point in time, that show was on YouTube. The title of the show, if you guys want to research it, I've not been able to find it for many, many years. But the title of the show, it aired on Thanksgiving of 2009. The title of the show was called Hold Your Phone. That was the name, that was the title of the show. It was called Hold Your Phone. And the reason why they called it Hold Your Phone was because my friend who I was suing told Judge Mathis, hold your phone, Judge Mathis, hold your phone. Because Judge Mathis had interrupted him while he was trying to talk. And that's why they titled the show Hold Your Phone. But yeah, that was interesting. It really was. Judge Mathis is and I'm telling you, he was the nicest person you ever want to meet. Got a chance to meet him backstage and everything. He's a short guy. I didn't know he was so short. I always thought he was a tall guy, but he's not a very tall guy. Well, I'm 6 feet tall, so everybody's short to me. But yeah, got a chance to meet him backstage. He was really nice. And Dole, he was really nice. He's like he was about my height. Yeah, he was about my height. And the studio is very small. It looks big on TV, but it's very small. It's about the size of this room that I'm. No, well, it's a little bit bigger than this than this. It's not very big. It's not a very big studio. Um, but it was a great experience. It really was a great experience in spite of what I was down there for. It was really a great experience that I had um, on Judge Mathis. Uh, yeah, I will never forget that. Yeah. No, it's very different. Friends, good friends are very hard to find. As a matter of fact, I actually had to stop talking to one of my best friends. Actually the girl that was in my wedding, who was my best friend. Her and I, we are no longer friends. Isn't that crazy? When Joseph and I got married, we lost a lot of friends. The title of the episode was called "Hold Your Phone." That's the title. His name is Darnell Lewis. Yes, Lawrence, you and I are very good friends, Lawrence. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Lawrence, I have something to share with you very soon. I'll let you know. I'll be in touch with you. Yeah, I can't find it on YouTube. I could never find it. It was on YouTube for a little while, but I can't find it anymore. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It says this may be it. I'm looking, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, that's not it. I could never find it. And I'm surprised because it was one of the most popular cases. Let's see. Let me s- Maybe I'm putting it in. Maybe I should. I'm gonna try to put it in a different way. If I find it, guys, I'll either put it in the description box. Um, let's see. I'll try it this way. I'm gonna try to put it in a different way. Nothing, guys. Let's see. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. But that was and I know that's the name of the case because um, they just recently got in contact with me not too long ago, trying to get an update. And you know the sad part is both my best friend, well at the time who was my best friend, him and his partner, they both passed away shortly after that. Both of them. No, I can't find it, guys. It's not here. No, not here. I wish that I can find it. If I should ever happen to find it, I'll be more than happy to send it to you guys. But I can't find it, and I was casket sharp that day too, child. I had on me. I was sharp. You hear me? I had me some gaiters on, cause back in the day, you know, I'm an OG. So back in the day, you know how brothers used to wear the gaiters with the big old hats and stuff. I had me a Godfather on. I came stepping up in Judge Mathis show. I sure did. I had on some pink gaiters. Sure did. Pink Gators, my Detroit players. Yes, I did. I had me some Gators on that day. I was sharp, y'all. When I tell y'all I was casket sharp. Oh, y'all want to hear another good story time? I could tell this story time, and I don't have to worry about being interrupted. Y'all want to hear about when y'all want to hear about how Joseph and I met 18 years ago? Because nobody really knows our story. We have a very, very big backstory. So I'm going to tell my version, which is the truth of how Joseph and I met. Okay, so here goes. Joseph and I met in 2000. Yeah, in 2000 we met. Joseph, when you start working for Comcast?
I started working there in 1999.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Impossible, Joseph.
It was October of
It
1999.
wasn't 1999, Joseph. Joseph, it wasn't 1999. It wasn't. It couldn't have been 1999 because I didn't start working at Comcast until 2000, January of 2000. So it had to be in 2000. See, there he go. There he go, changing the story already. Well, anyway, it was springtime. Picture it. 2000, springtime. Actually, it was, yeah, it was springtime, y'all. Um, I had just started working for Comcast Cable. Well, I had only been working for Comcast Cable. I started working for Comcast Cable in 2000. And I had been working there for a little while. And at the time, I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship with this guy. And our relationship was kind of rocky. You know, we had been together for 6 years. And our relationship was kind of on the rocks. And I met this girl. Her name was Rahima, and she was actually in training. And I was actually I had just got on the well, I had just come out of training. And Rahima was somebody that was she was new, and I met her, and she came to me and told me that she you know had this that she knew this guy that was perfect for me. I was like, okay, and she wanted to introduce me to him, and so I said, okay, Joseph, don't start typing stuff in the comments. Let me tell my story. Don't make me have to come in there and beat you in the face. If you want to tell the story, then come in here. Um. So anyway, guys, because Joseph ain't gonna let me tell my version. He's not. I'm telling y'all, Joseph is an Aries. You Aries people always use your powers for evil, and y'all don't never let nobody tell the story the way it's supposed to be told. Just like the bacon, egg, and cheese on the roll. But anyway, so Rahima introduced me. She wanted to introduce me to this guy, so I said, okay, I'll meet this guy. But Rahima knew that I was in a relationship, and she kind of knew that my relationship was kind of on the rocks, and I think that's the reason why she wanted to introduce me to Joseph. And so I said, okay, I'll meet him. I'll meet him. And so when I got out, she asked me what time I was going on my lunch break, and I was like, okay, I'm going on my lunch break, and we'll meet. So I used to go outside, on my lunch break and have my lunch. And so I go outside, and I was looking all cute and armored. You see, I ain't look like this, or I ain't always look like this. When I was young, I was a nice, cute little black, little, just cute little young, sexy, hot, young tender. I had all my teeth. I was just cute. You know what I'm saying? And uh, yeah, I had to see where he was going. So I was cute. I was looking real cute that day. So I get outside, and here go this cute, this tall drink of water. He was about 6'3". He was taller than me. I'm 6 feet. He was taller than me. And Joseph looks, Joseph looks almost now that he looks the same now as he did back then. Almost. The only difference now is Joseph didn't have any facial. He didn't have no beard or nothing like that. He just had this cute little mustache. It was the cutest little thing. And Joseph had he had the cutest little chicken legs. He had the cutest little chicken legs, and he had a little cute little butt. His little butt was like this big. Like point, you could take it in point. And so anyway, anyway, um she introduced us. She said, Tramel, this is Joseph. Joseph, this is Tramel. And, Joseph was like, hi. And, to know my husband is to know he is not changed. He is still the same little bougie, little conceited, little something that he is right now. Because Joseph is real. Y'all, Joseph is real conceited. Joseph is real conceited, and he's very vain. He's very vain about his look. You cannot tell my husband that he don't look good. You can't tell my husband he ain't fine. So, the irony and the uncanniness about us meeting was that day we had on the same outfit. The only difference was mine was a different color than his. I think mine was green, and Joseph had on his was yellow. His was like a mustard yellow, but he was so cute. Oh God, Joseph is cute. He was cute. He was fine. He's just like he is now. Like I said, he looks no different today than he looked back then. I'm the one that's changed. I'm the one, like I'm older now. So he introduced she introduced us to each other, and we really didn't say too much to each other that day. Joseph was trying to act like he was cute, you know and so we really didn't say too much to each other. So throughout the week, I started to notice that I had a shadow, and he was like, every time I turned around, he was somewhere to be found. Now Joseph will tell you that it was me that was always following him. See, he would tell you that it was me that was always following him, but he was always following me. I mean, yeah, he'll say it was me, but he was the one. Every time I turned around, Joseph was somewhere to be found. He was all up in my face. He was all up in my face. Cause I was cute. I was cute. I was OG. I was fine, little young tender. Just always, back then, I knew how to, I still know how to dress. I knew how I was always sharp. So one day Joseph was like, we got to talk, and we got to talk, and we had a conversation, and I told him that I was in a relationship. And when I told him I was in a relationship, he gave me this look like he wanted to stab the shit out of me. And so after that, we really didn't communicate with each other too much. We would see each other in passing or say hi, or, I would see him outside when I went on my lunch break, and I would see him when I went on my break, or I see when I went to the bathroom. I would just see him everywhere. He was still kind of like low-key stalking me. So one day I came over to him. No, we met. We saw each other in the hallway, and we got to talking. And I told him that I was not in a relationship with this guy anymore. And he was like, "Oh, really?" So, he wanted to know if we could, meet up. We can hang out. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, we can hang out, because I felt a magnetic attraction. He felt a magnetic attraction for me. He was just magnetically attracted to me. All the brothers was like attracted to me back then. Like I said, y'all, I was cute back then. I'm gonna show y'all a picture. I'm post a picture on this thumbnail. I'm gonna show on the thumbnail. Matter of fact, when this video is over, I'm post that thumbnail so y'all can see how cute I was back then. And so, um, he wanted to hang out and stuff like that. And he was like, he asked me, he was like, he wanted to invite me over to dinner, and I was like, yeah, sure, because because I love to eat. I used to love to eat, and so he invited me over to his house and his trap, because he got me all up in his trap. And invited me over to his house. And I'm telling you, when I tell y'all, Joseph cooks me a meal that day. I ain't never had no meal like that before in my whole entire life. I had not had no meal like that in my whole entire life. I mean, he cooked me the trimmings. I had macaroni and cheese, collard greens. He made me barbecue chicken. And at the time, Jack Daniels had just came out with a new barbecue sauce. Y'all remember back then when Jack Daniels started making barbecue sauce? He made me some barbecue chicken with some Jack Daniels barbecue sauce on it. And what else did he make me that day? I think he made me a cake. I'm not sure if he made me a cake or not, but he made it. I don't know if he got it from the store, whatever. It was good. So after he had got me all nice and full and stuff, the heat was on. So I'm not moving past all that because this is a kid-friendly video. This is an adult-friendly video. This is a family-oriented video. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened after that, but y'all can pretty much guess. I rocked his world. Yes, I did. I rocked his world. I sure did. I rocked his world. And basically from that day on, we were kind of inseparable um, at work. But at the time, I was still, although I wasn't in a relationship with the guy that I had broke up with, we owned a house together, so we were still living in the same house. And unfortunately, there was a lot of, like I said, our relationship at the end was very rocky. So the guy that I was with, he did some real shady shit, and he got a restraining order placed on me. He went down to the courthouse and lied and said that I threatened him, and he did. He got a restraining order placed on me. And I got to work that day, and I told Joseph what had happened, and it was my intention to go and live with, stay in a hotel or go stay with one of my friends. And Joseph was like, "Oh no, you can come stay with me." I was like, really? And I didn't know if that was a good idea, but I was so, intertwined and just wrapped up in Joseph, I decided that I would take him up on his offer. And so one thing led to another, and I ended up going to stay with him for a couple of weeks. And I went to go and stay with him for a couple of weeks. And in the midst of me going to stay with him for this couple of weeks, it was around Christmas time when this happened. And we had a Christmas party. You know how your job has like a Christmas party for everybody once a year. So we had this Christmas party. And Joseph and I, everybody at work, because Joseph went and told everybody at work I rocked his world. So everybody at work knew about our relationship. So Joseph decided, shut it up, Joseph, shut it up. So Joseph and I decided that we would go to the Christmas party together as a couple. And so in doing so, we decided to kind of like get matching outfits, but not get matching outfits. Joseph likes leather. I like suede. So we went to the store and Joseph bought this nice black leather suit. And I bought a suede suit. And I'm telling you, we looked so cute that night. I'm telling y'all, when this video is over with, I'm gonna post that a thumbnail on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the picture of us that night because we still have that picture. Actually, we actually still have that picture. Um, Joseph. Joseph. Oh, you posted it? Huh? We actually still have that picture. I'm going to show y'all a picture of it if I can. Yes, yes, that's right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of it.
You heard me?
Yeah. Can you send me that picture? Through never mind, never mind, never mind. I got it. Here we go, right here. Can y'all see? Lord. I'm gonna show y'all this picture. I was cute. Can y'all see this picture? Y'all see that? That's me and Joseph back in 2000 when we first met. Right there. Where is it at? Right there. Right there. That's me and Joseph when we first met. Let me see. Yeah, there it goes. You see it? You see us right there? That's us when we first met. Y'all see he had the cutest little baby face. Um, and so we went to the Christmas party that night. And let me tell y'all the shade. Let me tell you, see, you Aries people, y'all always using y'all power. So let me tell you what he did with his little evil ass. He's an evil little something. So that night we went to the Christmas party, and we weren't really like officially a couple because, like I said, I was just getting out of a relationship. And so I really wasn't looking to be in a relationship right away. I wanted to like have a chance to like catch my bearings and breathe. And so that didn't mean I would just wanted to, go out and play the field. I've never been one of those guys. I've never been the type of guy to be, just spreading my goodies all over the place like some people. I've always been in monogamous relationships. So that night when we got back to Joseph's house, he wanted to know. He was like, "Okay, well, I want to know, where do we stand? What's going on? What's this? You ain't gonna be, up in here taking my cookies, and we ain't gonna be in a relationship. So what's up? What's up? What's going on?" And he was basically telling me that he wanted to be in a relationship, and I was like, Joseph, I was like, I really would love to be in a relationship with you. I said, but I just need you to give me, a couple of days so that I can just like breathe. I had just gotten out of a really bad, tumultuous relationship. It was horrible, it was terrible, it was terrible. So I wasn't really feeling like being in another relationship. It kind of felt like I was gonna be, I didn't want to be tied down, you know. And so when I told him I needed a couple of days to think about it, he said, "Oh no, you ain't getting no couple of days to think about it. I'm gonna make the decision for both of us." So we got to work the next day. So y'all know, this heifer put a restraining order on me at work. His boss came over to me. His supervisor came over to me and told me that I was not allowed to talk to him. I was not allowed to be near him. I was not allowed to go near him at all. He had got everybody at the job turned against me. Then, to add insult to injury, he made an announcement that he was relocating and transferring from New Jersey to Maryland. I was like, He doing what? Oh, that's what we gonna do? That's what we gonna do. For real, Joseph. Yeah, that's what you gonna do. So he packed up all his shit and moved and left me in New Jersey and moved to Maryland. Yes, he did, y'all. And we didn't see each other for 18 years. Yeah, that's what he did to me. He just left. He didn't say goodbye or anything. He just left. Now, mind you, we talked. We've spoken to each other within that 18-year period. We would see each other on Facebook, and we would say hi and keep it moving. And really, that was really it. And yes, of course, we both moved on with our lives. I myself was only in one other actually two relationships since that time. Within that 18-year period, I was only in two relationships. This one right here, he was just spreading his cookies all over the place, just splat, 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 just spreading them all over the place, just all over the place. He was just being a little slut, just being a little hoe, just being a hoe. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And fast forward to 2018. 2018, I'm at home. I actually had just gotten out of, again, another relationship. I had just gotten out of a relationship. I had just moved back up to New Jersey in 2017. And I had ended a 10-year relationship that I was in. And that relationship ended amicably, and it was cool. And you know, I had just turned 50 years old. I just turned 50 in 2017, and so you know, when you get when you've weathered through the things that I've weathered through, both relationship wise and life, um, you kind of like become settled, and you kind of become, okay with not being with anybody. And I was pretty much okay with being by myself. I was pretty okay with being by myself, and I had just because I just the dating scene was just not for me anymore. Because these little young brothers out here, they played too many games and stuff like that, and I just really wasn't for all of that. And I said that if I was ever going to get in another relationship, it was going to be somebody my age, or not too far from my age. So one day I'm sitting. When I got back up here, I ended up staying with family. I was staying with my mom at the time, and so I was on Facebook one day, and I saw Joseph online, and we said hi to each other like we always did. And I think he was online, and he was live or something like that, and you know, he asked me how old I was now, and I told him that I had just turned 50 years old, and he wanted to know. I wanted to know if he. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to like talk to him on the phone, and I said, why don't you give me your phone number so I can call you so we can catch up? And he was like, okay. So he gave me his phone number, and I called him, and he asked me how old I was, and I told him how old I was, and um, of course he turned on his little feminine wiles. Joseph has this little flirtatious side of him, that he uses. Like when he did the little "I have a bacon, egg, and cheese on the roll." This is what he did to me that day when I was talking to him on the phone. Um, could you do you want to spend my birthday with me? I said, what? He said, do you want to spend my birthday with me? And I was like, yeah. I said, it was so ironic that it was his birthday because we had not seen each other. We had not physically seen each other since his birthday in 2000. So I didn't see Joseph from April 16th of 2000 until April 16th of 2018. So we got back, we saw each other for the first 18 years to the day on his birthday. So he came and he picked me up from my mom's house, and I spent his birthday with him, and just all those old feelings just came back and then some. All those old feelings came back and then some. And I apologized to him. I apologized to him that day, and I apologized to him because I felt like I broke his heart when I turned him down those many years ago. I felt like I turned him down, and I apologized. I said, Joseph, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, I really didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I said, but I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be in a relationship at the time, and I really wanted you to understand that. And so we really started seeing each other from that point on. We've been inseparable from that point on. I ended up proposing to him. I think about 2 weeks later, I ended up proposing marriage to him, and we got married on June 30th. We were supposed to get married like a year after I proposed to him, but because he was being a little groomzilla, we got married early because I was like, damn it, I'm tired of fighting with his motherfucking ass. I said, God damn it, Joseph, you're going to marry me, God damn it, and you're going to marry me on June 30th, and that's it. And we ended up getting married on June 30th, and we've been married ever since. But of course, Joseph will tell you a whole totally different story because, in his eyes, everything happened totally different from what I said. Yeah.
Playing from Trimel's iPhone.
That's so true. I tell people that all the time that, Those of you that don't think that love comes around twice, sometimes it does. Sometimes lightning does strike in the same place twice. Because that's what it did. It struck me like a lightning bolt. I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would ever get married. Nor did I ever think in my wildest dreams that I would marry Joseph, of all people. Did I tell the story right?
That story is all wrong. And don't worry, when I do Joseph France later, I will get y'all the right story, the way that it really happened.
Y'all don't believe him. It's lies from the book of lies. Lies
The
from the
way
book of
that
lies.
it really happened.
Joseph, why you got to lie? Why you got to lie? You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
You left out a whole bunch of stuff.
What did I leave out?
You proposed to me 4 days later. You forgot.
There was no 4 days
Yes, it
later.
was.
Lies from the book of
You proposed
lies.
to me on April 19th.
Lies from the book of lies.
Okay, I have the proof on Facebook when we posted that we was engaged. Move it down a little bit. Then he forgot to tell y'all about his little bitch that called my house. That was the reason why.
Oh my God! Here we go with that.
Reason why I asked him. That was the reason why I asked him where do I stand, because this little bitch gonna call my house. Hello, can I speak to my wife? Bitch, who the fuck is you and why are you calling my motherfucking
Joseph,
house?
why you telling?
That's what happened.
Why are you lying and telling people
Number
lies?
3, he was the stalker. First of all, I ain't never seen him not one time
Y'all, I'm
until
telling you.
Rahima brought him over to me and said, because she kept telling me, because me and Rahima got hired at the same time, we was in the same training class. She kept telling me, ooh, this is chocolate boy, y'all will make a perfect couple because y'all dress alike. Y'all even wear the same type of jewelry. Ooh, you caramel and he chocolate, and ooh, y'all will go good together. I never saw Tremel a day in my life. There was only one person in Comcast.
You know you felt a magnetic attraction for all this Armady stuff.
Comcast that I knew that I liked, and that was because probably about a month or 2 before I started working there, me and him had a late night little shake.
Who?
And
Wait,
she
wait, wait,
finally was
wait,
able- You already know who. You already know who. I'm not
Hold
saying
up.
them on there. Then
Oh, that bitch?
that
I
bitch.
know.
Then she
Wait,
introduces me-
hold on. No, we gonna rewind this motherfucking shit right
Light-skinned
motherfucking
pretty
now.
eyes, that's all
I
I'm
know who
saying.
you talking about. I know you didn't.
It was late at night. We was on the party line. Anyway.
I'm getting ready to be the lead suspect in my husband's untimely murder. I know you
So
didn't.
I didn't know who Tremel was. So I never saw him. So finally Rahima got us together.
Hold this. Let me go get
introduced
my
us.
9.
Finally Rahima introduced us. I saw Tremel. And I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, I tried to pretend like, he was standing there trying to pretend like he ain't catch the fever for the fever of Joseph. I'm standing there like, okay, when is he gonna ask for my number? Because I know he loving it. And, Rahima did resolve it on, if you have Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, if you listen to our podcast called Interview with the Harrells, Rahima verified everything that I'm saying. And he got mad because we did an interview with her and her wife. She verified everything that I'm saying right now and told Tremel that's what happened because she know he started stalking me. After she introduced us, every time I turned around, there was Tremel. I go from never seeing him to seeing him all the time. It was crazy. He was stalking me. See, he forgot all of this. He left all this piece out, which was fine because I found it cute. It was a cute stalking. It wasn't a scary stalking at all. Right, Rahima co-signed me because it was true.
Lies from the book of lies, Joseph. Why you lying to
All they gotta do is go listen to the podcast.
And just because Rahima lied lied for you.
Exactly.
Just because she lied for
Exactly.
you. Just because
Rahima co-signed my story before she co-signed Tremel's story.
Just because she lied
she
for
know
you.
my story.
She was
is
your
the true
friend. Of
story.
course she gonna lie for you.
She was
Of course.
Clearly, if she introduced me to you, she was your friend too.
Should I stab him now, y'all? Should I stab him? Should I stab him now?
Because just tell the truth, I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. So you want me to clear it up now before I get on Joseph rants later?
You gonna go and tell your lies anyway.
I mean, I cleared it up. Those are the only little, other than that, everything else happened more or less the way you said.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all. Believe my version.
And I wasn't the one.
My version is the truth.
No.
Joseph's.
That after I fed him and basically put it on him, he went to work the next day because he had to work earlier than me and told everybody what happened. I'm walking in the door. People are looking at me sideways because they knew his little quote-unquote ex-boyfriend. I'll tell y'all a story about that too. His little quote-unquote ex-boyfriend. I was called the home wrecker. And I had to check them. I would walk past these girls' desks and they'd be like, pimping ain't easy, is it? And I look over my shoulder and say, no, bitch, hoeing is harder. And they was like, I hear that hot shit. Yeah, y'all got the right one, bitch. Look, I know what I was told. I know he waited a month to tell me that they broke up. And now he was ready to go out with me. A part of me was probably a little stupid for believing it. He was just trying to plan his attack. He was just like a typical man planning his attack to get what he wanted, honey. Just like a bear standing in the upstream when the salmon come by to swipe him easy so he ain't gotta go. Well, you know what?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He threw it on me. He threw it on me, but I wasn't the one that went to work and told everybody. He was the one that went to work and told everybody that he laid it. That he threw it on me.
No, and my friend at the time, she was so mad at Tramel because she was an Aries too, and she was like, "Come here, Joey. He in here telling everybody that he put it on you, and I told that nigga he put it on you because the first thing you did when you came in here was tell everybody where you was at." It was so bad that Tramel's supervisor, when he didn't come to work, would call my house and tell Tramel to get up out of my bed and come to work. And I had to tell my supervisor, stop calling me for her because she didn't even have my number. My supervisor would call me looking for his supervisor to tell him to come to work. That's how bad it was. Because he just told everybody that
I didn't tell nobody no.
He told everybody he was in love with me.
It was written all over his face. He just felt the magnetic attraction for the deep dark chocolate.
Tramel, it was so bad. Tramel he changed his desk from the other side of the room to my side of the room. Okay. Joseph. If somebody on my left was out for the day, Tramel was at my left.
Joseph, they moved me.
If somebody from the front of me was out, he was in front of me. If the person behind me was out, he was behind me. If the person over here was out, Tramel was over here, honey. He followed me like a pig follows shit, honey. Tell the truth, shame the devil. See, these are all the parts you left out.
I'm getting ready to beat you in the top
These
of your
are
head.
the parts you left out.
I'm getting ready to beat you right in the top of your head for lying.
So then, a man giving you all that, right? So, I'm feeling it. I'm like, a man ain't never did, I ain't never met a man giving me all this, So then you got to find out where you stand with this man because, it could just be for some men are good at what they do. So when I asked, where do I stand? What are we? And he was like, I need 2 days to think about it.
Yeah, he lying. He always
2 days to think about it. Well, how about I make a decision for both of us? Because see, all of that he was giving me,
I know Jesus.
I would have got so wrapped up and entwined in that, that if I didn't remove myself.
He telling lies like he always do, Lord.
He know what I'm saying is true. Yes, exactly. Like a lost puppy, honey.
Which way you want me to move? Which way?
Like a lost puppy.
Coming, which way the lightning come?
No, he calling Jesus, Queen. He calling Jesus.
It's coming where? Yeah, but then we gonna lose our security deposit, Lord. If you make the lightning strike come through the ceiling.
But in all actuality,
our stimulus check, right?
In all actuality, and being honest, barring the story, because as you saw, there's similarities, but my version is much different than his version. If me and Tramel would have stayed together back then,
he would have been dead.
This right now probably wouldn't happen. I'd be locked up for hurting him.
No, you've been dead. You'd have been dead.
Because back
you was a little hoe. Tell them about how we met, how I just so happened to come to a club that you used to hang out at, and how you rolled your eyes and got mad at me and made me leave.
How about when I went to the bar that you frequent, you were sitting there with the quote-unquote man you left.
No, I wasn't.
And then had the audacity. Yes, you did.
I was not sitting with him. I was sitting at the bar. I was
God.
sitting at the bar and you got mad because everybody was buying me drinks.
He's such a lie.
I introduced you to him.
Because you were sitting over there with him. And when I walked in, I told my best friend, I said, bitch, I might have to fight tonight. Because that's the dude for my job and that's his man. I was like, allegedly, you know, the man, he ain't with no more. And he at the bar with him. He calls me over there and I'm like, is he serious right now? Because I knew who it was. And I'm like, is he serious right now? So he introduces us. And then when his little ex looks at me and goes, oh, Tramel has pictures of you all over the house. I'm like,
he lying, Jomel ain't.
Okay, well, maybe you know. He's like, oh, thank you for bringing Tramel home at night from work. And, everything's starting to make sense to me now. Because he's like, when Tramel has to work late.
He lied about it, ain't
Thank you for bringing him up. Has to work late.
Yes, Jesus. Mm-hmm.
Well, I know what we doing while I bring him home. But when do I bring him home when he work late? So, things started making a little bit more sense to me.
I want to beat him in top of the head because he lied.
Things started making a little more sense to me. But at that point, I was so already deep in it that I was like, you know what?
Right.
Whatever. That's y'all problem. Because I'm not involved. But then when, he got put out and he started staying with me.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Following me all over the globe. But if somebody put a restraining order on you, you were put out. Technically, that's what it is, because you can't go back because they got you before you got them.
You see, now I've been on the phone with the Lord. I had to take the telephone out my bosom and talk to the Lord about this whole thing. And I told him I wanted to punch you side your head.
QB240 said, QB240 said you're doing too much in the background, so that means I'm telling the truth.
You know what? Who is that?
Right, Monica. My version is very detailed. Monica, you were Aries, just like me. And one thing we don't do is fabricate stories. We tell them the way that they happen. But I ain't gonna lie, when he told me he had to think about it, my little heart was crushed into 1,000,000 pieces. I said, really? Really? This is what we gonna do?
You supposed to be my sister, Monica.
Like, seriously?
I thought you was my sister.
Okay, so being me, and I don't care, friend, foe, whoever. Once you tell me you don't care about me, and he didn't say he didn't care about me. He said he wanted to think about it. I took it as he didn't care about me because he wanted to think about it. But I don't care who you are. If I feel and you show me that you don't care about me, I am out. You can do whatever you want to me, and I will stay there and try to make it work and try to make it right and try to figure it out. But once you tell me or show me that you don't care about me no more and my well-being, there is no reason for me to be around you. There is no reason for me to stay.
I'm telling y'all.
There's no reason for nothing. Now, that's not what he did. And I told him, years later when he apologized to me, I told him there was no need for an apology. You said to me what you felt, and I respect you for that, because Tramel could have did 100 different things, but he told the truth, and he told me how he felt. And I didn't want to hear it at the time he did it, but I respect what he did, and I respect that he said it. You ready? QB said you already admitted my version was accurate.
QB, I don't like you as a person.
Lisa said y'all are extremely sensitive in Sagittarius.
Oh, y'all gonna start on the Sagittarius?
She is a Sagittarius.
Oh, okay.
She was saying y'all are sensitive as a Sagittarius.
Yes.
See, the thing for me with Tramel was, it was never a question in my mind that Tramel liked me. I knew that. Even now, I don't have to ask my husband if he loves me. I know it. I always knew that about Tramel.
Just admit to everybody that both our stories are embellished a little bit.
Mine ain't embellished at all. No, it's not. What's embellished about my story?
That I was stalking you.
Okay, I won't don't say stalking. You were following me.
I wasn't following you either.
Well,
Lies
you
from the
just
sky.
liked being around me a whole lot.
Everybody on this live, I want y'all to open up, to close your Bibles and turn to the back of your Bibles and open up the last chapter. That's the book of lies. I want y'all to turn there because that's what Joseph, that's the book Joseph wrote. The book of lies.
Right,
because
Monica.
you know good and doggone well that I was not stalking you.
Monica, you know,
And you know good and doggone
overreact.
well ain't nobody called you and said, hello, can I speak to Moet?
He don't believe. No, he never believed that. Well, at the time I told him he believed it, but years later he keeps saying I embellished that and made it up. When I told him, he gave me a reason, excuse of who and why it could have been. But now he's insisting when we got back together that never happened and it really did. Just like he wants to insist I kicked him out of the bed when he fell out of the bed and I never pushed him out
we
of
gonna
the
go.
bed.
You want to tell that story? How you kicked me out of the bed? He pushed y'all one night. He pushed me, a 53-year-old man. He pushed me out of the bed. And he knows he pushed me. Joseph, you know you pushed me out that bed. We're gonna tell that story. We'll tell that story Thursday night. How he pushed me out the bed. And how he pushed me down the stairs and almost ran me over with the car.
The only reason why he's saying I pushed him out of the bed is because I used to play around. We play around, and I would go to push Tramel off the bed. The only reason why I have never
And you did.
pushed
Matter of fact, you
Tramel-
pushed me off the bed up here. Remember?
The only reason why I have never pushed Tramel off the bed
Lies
is
from the book of
because
lies.
the look
Lies
on his
from the
face
book of
is
lies.
like if he thinks he's really getting pushed out of the bed, he has a look on his face like a little kid that you gave a lollipop to and pulled the lollipop back and said you can't have it. So I never pushed him out of the bed, but I would always play that way because to me it was cute to see his face look like that. So he fell out of the bed one night.
No, I didn't fall out of the bed.
But we'll leave that for Thursday.
Can I ask y'all a question? You people that are married and you have a spouse and y'all sleep in the same bed, how somebody fall off the bed and then they all the way on this side and then all of a sudden when you on the floor,
First of all,
they right
Janelle,
there.
you
I
act
swear to
like-
God, he pushed me off the
You
bed
act-
and then he was right there saying, "Are you okay?"
If it was the king size bed that we had brought before we moved
Joseph
up
ain't got
here,
nothing to do with the size of the
then
bed.
I could see him assuming that I pushed him off the bed because I would have made it. There was no way I could have made it to his side of the bed as quick as I did.
Listen.
We were in a full
Jamel,
size
what you
bed.
cut it out? Why is he trying to hump my leg?
Because he horny. It's about that time.
I swear to God.
They're
You know
worried
what?
they
You better
coming
move
on.
out the way because you know I was talking to the Lord. I was talking to Jesus, and it's some lightning gonna strike from that story that you told earlier.
Whatever.
It's gonna strike right here, right here. So you better watch out. You can't sit here for long.
But at the end of the day, if something is the whole purpose of the story, at the end of the day, is that if something is meant to be, it's going to be regardless of whatever.
Yes, it is.
No matter how much time goes past, no matter what is what. And like when we got back together, it was crazy. When I pulled up in front of Tramel's mother's house, like my friends the day before, because they took me out, my sister took me out to dinner for my birthday and my cousin. And one of our friends that actually worked with us, she still actually works there. And the first words out of her mouth was, "Don't let Tramel do you what he did back then because y'all chemistry was crazy." And of course, no. I'm just going to see Tramel. It's Tramel. No, it's years later. Like, no, I'm just going to see him. We just going to have a good time. That's it. Blah, 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 blah. I rolled up, and I swear to you, it was like the next day from the last time I saw Tramel. I promise you, you hear people say that. You hear people say it's like time didn't pass. I promise you, it was like the very next day from the last time I saw him.
Well, you look
All
the
the
same. I look
feelings
different.
came flooding back. All the emotions came flooding back. And it was like no time passed. And then we realized, I said, do you understand we are in the same house? Like everything was the same. The bed, the house, the everything. The room was exactly the same way it was. Everything was exactly the way it was 18 years ago. So it was one of those kind of like Twilight Zone moments. Because it's like, wait a minute. It's 18 years to the day of the last time we saw each other. Everything feels like it's just the next day.
Yeah, tell him what you did. He had a birthday party at work. They gave him a birthday / going away party because he was relocating to another state. on his birthday. And I wasn't invited. They told me I had to stay away from his cubicle. I was not allowed at the birthday party. I didn't even get a piece of cake. Because you're just mean and surly. Just mean and surly.
You're living in the past.
I ain't living in the past. Because if I was living in the past, I'd have been and grabbed you by the back of your neck just like this and wham, wham, wham.
You know better. Yes, they locked Tramel outside.
Yeah, they did. I wasn't allowed at the party or anything
And
like
he
that.
told me when I
so
left, he
upset.
cried.
I did. I cried. I cried for about a week. Because I couldn't believe he had done that to me. I couldn't believe you had left me. I was like, no,
I couldn't believe he told me he needed 2 days to think about if he wanted to be with me or not.
It wasn't about you.
How about that?
It wasn't about you.
Joseph was only trying to get your attention. I was, and saved my heart. Because if you don't want me, I'm going to show you what it's like to be without me. See, that's what some of y'all women need to do to these men. When they tell you they don't want to be bothered with you, show them what it's like to be without you. And really be without you. Show them how it's like when you just disappear. And they can't pick up the phone. And they can't get whatever they was getting when you was part of their life. And watch how quick they change their tune. That's what you got to do to people sometimes.
That's why he can't go nowhere now.
Because people will take you for granted. Now I can't even go to the porch without him following me.
No, he can't go nowhere. He keep on telling me he needs some me time. I said, okay, where we going? Where we going? You said you need some me time. We got three bedroom house, 2 floors. What you need me time for? He told me I'm gonna wake up one day and he gonna be gone on, with his friends and they gonna. I said, when I find you, get your shit and let's go. Don't say nothing. Just get your shit and let's go. That's it. Yeah. I don't play that me time no more. Ain't no. No. We ain't doing that no more.
Well, I might need some me time and I might go back to Maryland.
You need some me time? You need some me time right now?
Mm-mm.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because if you need some me time, I can give you some me time. I can go upstairs.
No, I might need to take a road trip to Maryland.
Oh, no, that's not happening. What, you want me to pack our clothes and stuff? Yeah, our stuff.
Me is not.
No, ain't no me. Ain't no me. What that say? Look. That mean we.
That says
ain't
me.
no damn me.
That says me.
No, that don't work. It don't work like that. What? Right, Joe Mel.
Milo said me time is we time.
That's right.
Well, clearly I can't get me time because I would have to take Joe Mel with me. Because
Joe
Joe
Mel
Mel will
gonna
drive him crazy if I leave him here.
Yeah, Joe Mel gonna tell me where you at anyway.
Because he gonna pack his bag and he gonna tell on me when I'm trying to leave.
Sure enough is, he's gonna tell. I'm telling. Yep. But anyway, guys, it's time for me to go. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I thought I was only going to be on testing out this new app, but it seems as though I've been on for a while just chatting and talking with you guys. Oh, God, it's beautiful outside. Guys, for the first time, it is like 90 degrees outside, and it was just snowing last week. And it's beautiful outside. Look at this. Jomel, back up. Yeah, it's beautiful outside, guys. Look at this. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. And so I'm going to end this live. But before I end this live, please make sure that you're following us on all social media platforms. We are everywhere, and that'll be in the description box. I will post that picture, and if I find that video from the Judge Mathis show, I will let you guys know. Okay? With that being said, I'm going to sign off now. So, you guys try to enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope it's beautiful where you are. Make sure you walk in love, peace, sunshine, happiness, and all those beautiful, great things. And remember, it's Team McRae all damn day. Talk to you soon.